Alrighty, I'm back. So last time we just added some zigzags down here. Well, no, we didn't do that on the video, but these green leaves just look like this. They're going in all different directions, and they kind of look just like that. So lightning bolts, you can add them, and then you can add one behind it if you want. But just know that this one in front, can you see that? Yeah, okay. Has to be lighter than this one behind it. And then when we work on the stem part of this, make sure that your stem goes right up into the center of the flower, because if your stem is shooting off somewhere like that, it never looks quite right as far as balance. So make sure your stem is going right up to the center of your flower behind your petals. And when you start adding your shading on here, you're going to make sure you use a motion like this, sort of a roundy motion, so that your stem looks like it's 3D. And then just bring in your stump and blend those down a little bit, leaving this cool little sort of stripe in there, and that stripe will make it look like it's a lighter color and that it is round, because anything that's round, as it goes around like that, it gets darker, just like anything that goes like this that we talked about before. All right, so now let's talk about this. So I'm going to slide this over, and you can see I'm using the same paper. I'm writing all over it. Yep. All right, so what you have on your paper, and at this time, I'm going to erase some of this stuff because I want to have a space down here where I can show you. You're going to have something that looks like this, right? Where all your petals either came into or came up to or whatever. So yours is going to look something like this. Well, add another circle in there. Oh, an oval, sorry, add an oval. And then I want you to take around this, and I want you to zigzag like this, because this is the dark side. This is the dark side. This is right here. And it's not round. No flowers have a round center. Ever, 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 ever. And then up here, I want you to do that zigzag, but not as dark. Okay? And then down here, I want you to add another row of zigzags so it gets darker, because this is a shadow. This is a shadow. Always on the bottom side. If the light is coming from the top, you're not getting light down there. Okay. So you have a lighter zigzag up here and a darker zigzag down here. In this part of the circle, I hope you can see that, it's darker because that is where the light is not hitting. So put in your zigzags and then put in a lighter zigzag over here. Easy peasy. You've covered up any mechanics where your petals have come in, and now you can come in with your blending stump and zigzag around there. You don't want it to be perfect because flowers are not perfect. Do your two light areas first and then do your dark areas, and leave some white space. See, there's some white space in there. So I'm gonna just darken that, and then blend, 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 just like we did before. And I don't care if it's not even, that doesn't bother me at all. Okay, just leave some white spaces. So that's what it should look like before you add the filaments and the anthers. So the filaments are kind of, in this particular flower, they're kind of like eyelashes. So there's a real quick, easy way to put those on, and you can just go like this. They're probably not that long, but you're just going to add a bunch of these in here. Don't worry about where they're going. They go all different directions. and they come out over top of this just fine. But look at how cool that looks, because you can still see the darkness here, right? And you can see the darkness here. Make sure that those two areas stay nice and dark. And if not, come in here and add those tones, the darker tones. Okay, so that on both of these here and here, they're darker. And you're almost done. Once you get these, and these will kind of overlap on and flop over on your petals. That's exactly what you want them to do. These are the filaments. These are what carry the seeds for your plant to reproduce. And so you're going to come in here, and the seeds are really small. So you're going to make a couple of just little circles or ovals like this. And you're going to make a few more. And do me a favor, don't make them polka dots, okay? They're not equal, and you have to have one every so often. You know what I mean? Don't put them in groups of 3, and in groups of 3, and in groups of 3. You know, you'll have that weird one that's hanging out all by itself. You know, you'll have 5, 3. Maybe you'll have one random one and another couple of random ones out here. So make them random, because that's how flowers grow. And put those anthers in. And adjust this if you need to make it darker on the bottom for both. Now I'm going to look in my camera and see how that looks. And that looks pretty darn amazing. And that's what the center of your flower is going to look like. So you need 2 ovals, some zigzags on either side. So dark zigzags here, light zigzags here. Use your blending stump to smooth them out and to fade that color. And if you want to, I can go here and kind of adjust this one to make it look more like that one. That helps a little bit. I like that. So now let me look. Oh yeah, that looks really cool. So then once you get your little eyelashes put on there, put your filaments, that's what your eyelashes look like, and then put your little seeds on there. Those are called your anthers. And you have just created the most amazing step-by-step work of art that you will ever see. So give yourselves a round of applause for sticking with this project, and then also think about all the amazing things you learned by doing. The way that light hits an object and how to make it look 3D so that it looks like it's just popping off the paper, how to make it look like it's realistic. And you've learned shading, you've learned texture, implied texture, you've learned all about, let me see, what else are we supposed to talk about? Light sources, organic shapes in the leaves. They're just random shapes. They're not anything that's like you find in math. And you found out, you've learned a lot about value. You have worked through every single value on this value scale, whether you know it or not. So I think what I've seen so far has been nothing short of amazing. And I knew that we could get you there, that I could get you there. And I'm so happy that you hung in there with me and stuck it out. So congratulations to you. And I'm going to stop this video and make sure you're handing these in, because I can't wait to see them. Okay? See ya.